Hello and welcome to Digital Marketing Techies video tutorials. Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to create nurtures, or as we call in Marketo, engagement programs. The first thing you should do is to make sure that your folder structure is correct. So what I mean by that is on your right side, make sure that your folders are lined up according to your business needs. So I'm going to go down to my test folder because that's where I'm going to be doing my test demos for you. First thing I'm going to do after going to my folder is I'm going to right click and I'm going to create new program. So then what I'm going to do is name it. So I'm going to call this engagement 1. Program type, I'm going to select engagement program because again, that's what Marketo calls nurtures. So it automatically went to the channel of nurture. I can show you in another video later how to set up the channels, but that's right, engagement programs match nurtures. Under author, I'm going to pick Finling. I'm going to leave the rest blank because this is more applicable to our unique business needs. But for today's demo, I'll leave those blank. So I'm going to hit create. Great. So now you've created the most basic steps of, or the backbone of your engagement program. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create my emails. So I have my emails prepared here. To create an email is simple. All you need to do is go here, right click, and hit new local asset and just pick email. And then you'll be able to pick from your different email templates that you have available. So go to your templates, pick one out, hit enter, and create an email that way. So that's not the point of this demo. So let me show you how to move these into my engagement nurture. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to clone it, and I'm going to move this to engagement 1. Oops. Call this test. So now we've got 3 cloned emails. We go through and approve all of them. So going back to the engagement program foundation setup, you'll see 4 tabs here across on the top of the engagement program. I'm going to go to streams first. Streams is where you keep all your content. So now that I've created all my emails, I'm going to drag the first 2 into stream 1. Then I am going to set the stream cadence. So the cadence is when each or how often each email sends out. So let me click on this set cadence. First cast can go out today, so that's the first email. Or let me say, let it go out tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday, so let me on Tuesday. And maybe I want these emails to send out once a week. And then lastly, let me say what time I want to send it out at. So I'm going to set it to send at 8 a.m. in the morning and hit save. So now what I set up is the basic structure to say that this nurture will send email 1 out tomorrow, which is Tuesday at 8 a.m. Then it's going to wait a week, which is going to be January 21st, and send email 2 out at 8 a.m. So now I've defined my cadence in my stream. Maybe I should name this, instead of just a generic stream 1, maybe I can call it, maybe this is just basic content. I'm going to call it top of funnel content, right? This is for people who just generally are added to this stream. You know, we haven't measured yet their behavior to send them out into another stream. So I'm going to leave it like this. Great. So let's say for the people who engage with this stream, I'm going to send them to stream 2, right? Because that's the basics of a nurture, is to measure based on activity. So I'm going to hit a plus. Actually, no. I'm going to hit the button here that says add stream. I'm going to add a second stream here. And for this, I'm going to make this middle of the funnel, right? So I'm going to add email 3 here, assuming that email 1 and 2 is sending top of funnel, email 1 and 2 is sending top of funnel, and email 3 is sending middle of the funnel content. So I'm going to call this middle of the funnel. And the transition rule can be if they've clicked a link in the email, and I'm just going to say email 1. Okay, so Finling's engagement, if they've clicked an email here, or sorry, if they've clicked a link in this first email, or they've clicked a link in the second email, then I'm going to transition them into the stream, this new stream. So now, so I put a filter here instead of a trigger. So going back, I'm going to use a trigger, and I'm going to say if they've clicked a link in the email, in this email or the second email, which are in the first stream, then I'm going to send them to the middle of the funnel stream. So now I can go back and see that, you know, here my transition looks like. If they clicked either email 1 or 2 here, and they're a member of my engagement program, called, you know, engagement 1, and they are not already in the middle of the funnel, then it's going to pull people into this funnel. That works. So now that I've defined that, I've got to set my cadence, right? And I'm also going to say, let's send it off Tuesday. Every week at 8 a.m. So the final step on this screen here is to approve the contents. So now that I've dragged the content in, stream 1 will be sending out email 1. Let me activate it. Stream 2 will be sending out email 2. Stream 3 will be sending out, stream 1 will be sending out emails 1 and 2. And stream 2 will be sending out email 3. And I've set when they're going to send out. So email 1 will go out on January 14th. And then email 2 will go out January 31st, the next week. If they click, however, in one of these emails, let's say they click to show engagement, they'll be sent over to our second stream to receive email 3. But email 3 is also going to go out in the same cadence. So if they receive email 1 on the 14th and they clicked, they will be sent to stream 2 to be sent email 3 on the 21st. So let's say that, setting up a nurture obviously has many components. I don't want any emails to accidentally send out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, while I'm building out this nurture, set the program status to off. And what that will do is that will pause my nurture to prevent me from accidentally sending out anything. Additionally, you'll see some things here on the right, such as period cost, analytics behavior, and SFDC campaign. So period cost is going to be how much the nurture costs you to build. One thing you can put in here is, let's say if there's content, depending on how you want to measure your costs associated with your marketing assets, like if you, let's say that this particular nurture, you have to outsource like the content and images to an agency, then you would put in the cost of all the assets that you endured to create the assets here. And let's say it cost you $5,000. So I would put that here under period cost. And what this is going to help you with is your ROI reporting, return on investment. Now, analytics behavior is if you use the RCE function, internal Marketo revenue, cycle explorer functionality and reporting. You can set this inclusive regardless of period cost, like the reporting regardless of period cost, or operational. So you're hiding it from the reports. So I'm going to set it to inclusive. My tokens is the tab you want to go to if you use any tokens. We can talk about that in another video, but I'm not going to use any tokens in this video. Lastly, there's a members tab. And this is where you can import your list, your test list, to send the emails out to. Hit next. Make sure that the values that I want to match are matched. So most important are going to be name, job title, company, address, phone number. Hit next. Member status, and I'm going to select member. There we go. Been added. So what I can do now is I can go back to my streams tab. We've been looking at the content, but what if I want to view the people? Tomorrow at 8 a.m., it's going to send to my 55 test emails, email 1. And if any of them click, then they're going to be moved into stream 2, in which they'll get middle of the funnel content and they'll get email 3. Now, if the ones that don't click at all, they're going to stay in stream 1. And next week, so not the 14th, but the 21st, they're going to get email 2. Okay, so now we've built out our nurture. We've built out the assets. Move these under the assets folder. We've imported the members. I'm going to build out now the smart campaign. So sometimes I will add the members through a smart campaign step. We're not going to do this during today's guide, but what I'll do is I'll build out a success step. Successes are important because they measure what your company deems as a marketing success or a relevant and important engagement. So I'm going to say new smart campaign, and I'm going to call this success. And what I'm going to say is I'm going to say if someone has opened both emails in stream 1 or clicked one of the emails, then I'm going to mark them as a success, right? So if they click an email, or if they open one of the emails twice, or both emails. So I'm going to add a constraint here and say minimum number of times 2, right? Then, and I'm going to add the email names here. Two of these emails, or one email at least twice, right? Then I'm going to mark them as a success. So I'm going to say change program status, right? Instead of just being a member, I'm going to call them a success. And I'm going to go ahead and activate the campaign so that from now on, it will measure the success step. Okay, great. The last thing that I want to show you is associated reports. So let me add, well, hold on, so folder structure is always important because it shows organization. Let me add a folder for report. That way when someone, let's say you're a campaign manager or your boss comes in and wants to be able to easily view copies of the email sent out and reports, they can go to the folders. So now I'm going to say new local asset, and I'm going to say report. And Marketo already has several important reports for you to look at. So the first report that I'm going to build is the email performance report. It's very simple. This report will show you any emails that, and I usually like to change this from the last 7 days. so it can show all email activity. So I usually change it to all time. But this report is important because it will show you all the emails from this nurture that were sent, delivered, opened, and clicked and unsubscribed. So I'm going to move this here under reports. And then I am going to create another report. And this is going to be the engagement stream report, performance report. And this will show you, so again, let me change this to all time. So I don't like showing activity on just the last 7 days. Especially this is good for someone seeing how our engagement programs performed, weeks and months down the road. But here it'll show you their engagement score of each email, and the sent, delivered, etc. And it should show it by stream, so you can see which stream has been doing better. Lastly, another important report that's already created by default is their program performance report. And this will show you how your program, your Marketo program, has been doing. So it'll show you the total members, new members acquired within this program. It'll show you the number of successes of the program, which again, success is the important marketing touches that have occurred. So for the nurture, we're measuring they've either opened up 2 emails or they've clicked a link on one. Total cost of the program, the cost per member, the cost per new member, and etc. So this is a very useful report. The last thing I want to show you is the engagement dashboard. So before we were on the summary, which is useful because it'll show you like when it was created, if there's any Salesforce campaigns synced to the total number of members, the successes. But the dashboard view is also useful. You don't see anything here, but what you will see once your nurture launches, and it usually updates within 72 hours of the last email sent, is you can see an overall summary of the engagement, which will tell you, it'll score your nurture based on engagement from a scale of 0 to 100. It'll show you any members that have been exhausted, which means that they've received all the available content. It'll show you the engagement over time, as you send out each email, and then it'll show you the assets with the highest engagement. So that's it for today. Thank you again for joining this demonstration of the Marketo Engagement Program build, also known as how to create email nurtures. And I will see you next time for another useful video.